For joining me for today's full body workout. Today we are going to be working our entire bodies. We're not going to be using any equipment. We're going to target those glutes and thighs. We're going to work the abs and we're going to strengthen and tone the upper body. So it's going to be a really good session. We're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up just to wake up our spines and get into movement. And we're going to start off with some arm circles. So this is one of my favorite energizing moves, especially in the morning, but any time of day. I feel like it just really resets my posture and also circulates blood flow throughout the body. So I'm going to kneel. You can stand for this or sit cross-legged, whatever's more comfortable for you. I'm going to stack the vertebra one on top of the other. Chin is parallel with the floor. And then I'm just going to begin by circling the arms down and back. Really reaching through those fingertips. Try not to arch the spine as you circle down and back. Breathe in through the nose to lift and exhale to round down and back, resetting the breath. Inhale and exhale. Good work. Really reach far through those fingertips, open through the chest, and really draw deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feel those shoulders mobilizing. And try to grow a little bit taller up through the crown of the head every time you circle those arms down and back. So you're working your posture, you're working your spinal length at the same time. Let's take one more inhale and breathe out all the air to exhale. Amazing work. Now we're going to warm up the lower body and the spine. So I'm going to come to the top of my mat. My wrists are below my shoulders here. I'm going to stretch the right leg out long, keeping the hips square with the mat. Bring the right knee in toward the chest, scooping belly in, and then stretch it long. Knee in, and then stretch it long. Find a lot of length in that leg. Lengthen out through the toes as you send that leg back. I want you to really power up through the shoulders here so you're nice and broad across the shoulders. Inhale in, exhale, stretch out long. For 2, find length through the spine as you do so. And 1, hold the leg, lower it down, flex the foot, and push back through that heel. Come forward, and then push back through that heel as you flex the foot, lengthening out through the heel, gently stretching the back of the leg. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, bring it back. We've got 3. Really push back into that heel for 2. And final 1. Nice stretch. Now we'll come over to the other side, bringing left knee in and extending left leg out long. Squeeze and lengthen through that thigh. Good. Inhale and exhale. Bring it in and lengthen. Few little extra added bonuses here to power up through the shoulders. Nice broad shoulders, nice strong arms. Lift the abdominal wall. As you breathe out, we've got 3 and 2, full extension. And last 1, send it back, lower foot. Sink back, flexing through the foot. Nice work. And come forward. Flex and lengthen through that heel and come forward. Lengthen out and forward for 2. Nice stretch through that calf. And last 1, come forward. Now, keeping that foot flexed, we're going to take the other foot back and lift and lengthen into a downward dog. So adjust your position here as needed. Lift those hips up nice and tall. Flatten out the upper back. You can bend your knees as much as is necessary to get that lift and that flat back. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lift those hips a bit higher. Lengthen through the spine. Now we're going to tap the knees down. Inhale and exhale. Lift, stretch, and lengthen. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, plug belly in and lift hips. For 3, and 2, and last 1. Lift and lengthen, stretch, 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 and lower knees down to the mat. Amazing work, guys. Now we're gonna go into the upper body portion of today's workout, and we're gonna start off with some shin lifts. So we've got our wrists below our shoulders here. The knees are directly below the hips. I'm gonna curl my toes, and from here, we're gonna broaden across the shoulders, gently pushing the mat away. Micro bend in the elbows. Inhale to prepare, exhale to lift. Hovering the knees above the mat so the shins are parallel with the floor. Hold here. Inhale and exhale. Lift abdominal wall. Don't let the bum lift up. Inhale and exhale. Tightening the core. Last breath. Inhale and exhale. Lower down and sink back. Not into a full child's pose, but just bring your bum to your heels and stretch out the arms. We're going to come forward and do that again. We're going to lift and hold. Make sure those wrists are directly below those shoulders so you're really strengthening your arms and your upper back here, creating a nice tabletop with your back. Inhale and exhale. Lift abdominal wall. 2 more breaths. Stay strong. Last 1 and send it back. Good. Stretching and lengthening through the spine. We're going to do another set of those. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, come forward. Lift those knees. Hovering the shins above the floor. Keeping those shins parallel with the mat. So you don't want to be lifting up that back body. You want to be keeping those knees down low. If at any point you need to tap the knees down for a minute, reset, and then come back up, that's fine. 1 more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Lower down. This time take the knees wide and sink all the way back into a full child's pose. Stretching and lengthening through that spine for 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're going to come forward into our shin lift to plank variation. Again, if at any point in time you need to just lower your knees down for the mat, take a break, and then get back into it, please do so. You can build up your strength and endurance by giving yourself those little breaks. Okay, so we're gonna come up into our shin lift position, hovering the shins off the floor. We're gonna step the right leg back, step the left leg back, step in, tap knees down to the mat, and then lift back to your shin lift. Step the right leg back, step the left leg back, bring it into your starting position, hold, and then tap the knees down. Good. Lift, step, in, tap it down. Good. Now make sure that your shoulders aren't going behind your wrists here. You want them right over your wrists. Out, in, nice broad shoulders, and tap. Good work. Out, lift that abdominal wall, and lower. 3 more sets. Out, in, lower. Good work. Out, in, tap it down. And last set. Out, in, and tap. Nicely done. Now we're gonna go into some plank knee taps. And I would like you to either stay up on your hands like so, or come down to your forearms if your wrists need a little bit of a break. So high plank or low plank, whatever works for you. We're stepping the right leg back, stepping the left leg back, creating a nice flat line with the body. Lift abdominal wall, right knee taps, left knee taps. Right knee taps, left knee taps. Keep moving. Lifting that abdominal wall as you tap from side to side. Nearly there. Keep it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold in plank and push up for a nice relieving downward dog stretch. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing work. Lower knees down. Come into a kneeling position, and we're just going to sweep the right arm back, sweep the left arm back, bringing both hands behind the body, bringing the feet forward, and just stretching into a bit of a back bend here. Nice work. Now we're going to turn the hands so that the fingertips are pointing toward the toes, and we're going to finish up our upper body work with some tricep dips. So this is one of my favorite back of the arm strengthening and toning moves. So we want those elbows pulled right back behind us, feet are parallel about hip distance apart. Plug belly in, lift into your reverse tabletop. Make sure those elbows aren't splaying out to the side, and chest is nice and open. We're gonna lower and lift, pushing up through the heels of the hands. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Keep elbows back behind you. Keep the tension on the backs of the arms. As you lower, just hover the bum above the floor and then push up through the heels of those hands. You've got this. Well done. We've got 3 and 2. Last one, we're gonna come up and then we're gonna lower partway down, bend in the elbows, and we're gonna pulse. Little controlled pulses here, pushing up through the heels of the hands. I know these are tough, but we're nearly there, nearly finished with this upper body work. We've got 5, 4, 3, arms on fire, 2, and 1. Lower bum. Lift your arms up and move into a nice back body stretch. Grab hold of your calves or your ankles or your feet, or just simply fold over and breathe into the back body, breathing in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth, regulating the breath. Inhale and exhale. Nice work. Let's bring ourselves up to a seated position, and now we're going to transition into our ab work. So I'd like you to lower down to the mat slowly and with control. I'm going to take my hands behind my head, fingers are interlaced. From here, I'm going to lift both of my toes up off the mat. Actually, I'm going to change my mind with that. I'm going to keep my left foot planted down onto the floor and just lift the right heel so the right toes are down on the floor. From here, we're going to start warming up the abdominal wall. Inhale to prepare, exhale, right knee in, and then tap toe back down to the mat. And we're just sticking on this right side, pressing the low back into the mat as you peel head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor and tighten your abdominal wall. Good, with every crunch. Bringing knee in and then replacing the toes back on the mat between each repetition. Good. Really focusing our mind on those abdominals now, contracting down toward the spine with every exhale. Let's do 2 and last 1 and lower. Right foot flattens to the mat. We're going to lift that left heel and then repeat on the left side. Now I really want you to focus on keeping yourself really stable. So we're not twisting to the left as we lift up. We're keeping the body really aligned and centered down on the mat. We can work that control by really engaging the core. We've got 2 and final 1. Keep those elbows nice and wide. Nice work. Now for this next exercise, you can either keep head, neck, and shoulders down on the floor or elevate them up like so. I'm going to come up into my crunch, bring my right knee in, take my right hand around my shin, left hand around the knee, extend opposite leg out long. Now we're going to switch and switch. Hugging opposite knee in toward the chest, getting a really nice stretch
as we do so, and also contracting the belly button down toward the mat every time the knee hugs in. So we breathe out and contract the core. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to hold it here. Take hands behind the head. Rest, head in hands, and then pick up the pace. Driving knees in toward the chest. Again, if this is too much, lower head, neck, and shoulders. If your head is elevated, make sure it's resting on top of your shoulders. Your gaze is out, looking out between your inner thighs. As we pedal those knees in and out, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down and bring both feet to the floor. Amazing work. We're going to carry on bringing legs in toward the chest, this time with our single leg stretch. So we're going to bring the right knee in, extend the right leg out long. You can either keep your head, neck, and shoulders down for this, arms coming behind the thigh, hands coming behind the thigh or the calf, whatever you can reach. Opposite leg extends, we peel up into our crunch or keeping head down on the floor, and we're gently tugging the leg toward the chest for a pulse of 2. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. If you need to bend the knee slightly, that's fine. Otherwise, really focus on straightening the leg and stretching it as you work the core. Try to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. That's a bit of a reminder to myself as well. When I'm doing this exercise, you don't want this happening. You want to keep those shoulders down and relaxed and focus your mind on your abs, doing the work here as you stretch the backs of the legs. Good. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Lower your left leg, lower your right leg. Take your hands behind your head. Stretch your right leg out long. And from here, we're going to inhale and exhale. Bring left elbow toward right leg. Toward right knee. And then extend right leg out long. So we're crunching over to this right side, getting into the obliques as we cross over. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cross over. Nice work. Now I want you to really keep your lower back pressing down onto the floor. Try not to let that bent left leg move or sway to the side. You want to keep that lower body really stable and stationary. That pelvic region as you rotate around your rib cage. Lifting that left shoulder blade as high as you can up off the floor, shortening the distance between the bottom of the rib cage and the hip bone. Really cinching in that waistline as you do so. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing work. Now, left leg extends and we cross over. Extend and elbow to knee. Cementing your low back down on the mat. Good. Cinching in that waistline as you lift right shoulder blade up off the mat, getting deep into those obliques. You can move more slowly if you need to or if you want to. Slow doesn't always equal easier, but it does often help to get into the movement more deeply and help you to move with more control. Good. We've got 4, 3, lift a bit higher for 2, and final 1. Amazing work. Relax it down. Now, final ab exercise here. We're gonna prop ourselves up. Ooh, my abs are really fired up. Okay, so we're gonna go into our in and out crunches. I'm gonna extend the legs out long and then straighten the arms, bringing the knees in. Now, as you do so, I want you to really pull that belly button deep in towards your spine. So you're lengthening, working your lower abs, and then working the center of your abs as you pull the knees in. Legs are squeezing together here. Make the movement count. Nice full extension. You can take your legs up at a bit of a higher angle if it's kind of strenuous on your back. Or if it's too much, you don't have to fully extend. You can keep the knees bent a little bit and then pull them into the chest for that nice crunch. We've got 5, 4, abs in, 3, deep into that core with the work, 2, and 1, nicely done. I'm just gonna cross my legs for a minute and just kind of hinge from the hips and roll the shoulders back, melting away some tension before we start hitting the lower body. Good, last one. Amazing, okay. Now, lower body work. We're gonna move into our all fours position. I'm gonna be up on my hands, and if at any point in time you need to lower onto those forearms, feel free to do so. We don't want to be straining the wrists. So I'm going to come right to the top of my mat, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Now from here, I'm going to lift and lower. We're just going to go into some really simple toe taps. Keep going. I'm just going to adjust my leggings. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now I want you to find a lot of length through that left leg and keeping the hips square with the mat. Elevate that leg, squeeze the bum at the top of the lift, and then tap those toes back down to the mat. Good. Keep lifting and lowering with control. Nice and stable across the torso. Abs are lifted, shoulders are broad. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna bend at the knee, tap, lift, extend. Bend, tap, lift, extend. Bend, right angle with the leg, tap the knee, and extend. Good. Try to keep this movement really precise. So you're bending, contracting your hamstring, tap, lift the leg, full extension. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, nice crisp movements, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good work. Now keep your hips square with the mat. Try not to lean to one side. Good work. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Lift it up, extend, bend, and lower. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Now we're going to lift it up. One of my favorite moves here is the pointed toe bent leg lift. So we're just pulsing here, squeezing into those glutes. Keep pulsing that big toe up toward the ceiling. Keep that leg bent and lifted to torso height. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold, lower down. Let's switch sides. I'm actually going to come over to this side. So I'm working on the right leg now. We're squaring the hips with the mat, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Toes are pointed, leg is perfectly straight, hips are square with the mat, and we're squeezing the bum as we lift and lower. Good. Keep breathing. Nice broad shoulders, engaged core.
Gaze is on the floor, keeping the neck in line with the spine. Switching our mind to those right glutes now, right hamstrings working. Good, we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend, extend, ooh, what is it? And tap. Lift, extend, bend, and tap. Good, that's it. Lift, extend, bend, and tap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm counting so that we're being really precise with our movements. We're moving between these 4 positions. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze the bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good work. Feel it in those hamstrings. Feel it in those glutes. Make sure you're lifting your leg all the way up to torso height for that lift and extension before lowering it down to the mat. Good job. Try not to lean to the supporting side. Keep those shoulders nice and broad, neck nice and long and relaxed. Good. Last set. Last one. Bend, and we're going to hold it here. Broaden those shoulders and pulse that big toe up toward the ceiling. Plug belly in to protect the low back as we lift. Getting deep into the gluteus maximus here. Keep it up. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Now we're gonna move over onto our sides, and we're just gonna target the side booty area to finish off. So I have my left leg on top because that was the first leg I worked. I'm going to make my shins parallel with the edge of the mat, knees in line with the hips, and from here, we're just going to lift and lower that top leg. Lift and lower. Now, really important here that you're not letting that top hip roll back. So your legs stay parallel. Your left hip stays right on top of your right hip. Good. And I want you to really squeeze that side booty at the top of the lift. Place your hand here for feedback if you'd like. Make sure you're contracting the bum as you lift the leg. Have a look at those legs. Make sure they're lined up. Good work. We've got 3, 2. Last one, we're going to hold at the top, and we're just going to pulse that leg up. Good. Keep that leg suspended in the air. Abs are in. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift and lower. Nice work. Let's do the other side. And then we'll have just enough time for a stretch. Nearly there. Okay, lining up those shins with the edge of the mat, knees in line with the hips, and let's lift and lower that top leg. Squeezing those right glutes at the top of the movement, making it really count. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Squeezing that bum, not letting the top hip roll back. That's key to this movement, is the alignment. That's what's going to really help you target that side bum area. The thighs are working here too. Abs are switched on. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top of the lift and pulse it up. Whew, these burn. Keep pulsing. You've got this. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and lower. Great work. Okay, now coming into an all fours, we're going to stretch the legs out behind. And I'm going to fold my left leg under the body, stretching out the hip and the glutes. pressing into the fingertips, sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to look to my right, stretching through the neck. Look to the left, stretching through the neck. Back to center, switch legs. Right leg folds under the body. Pressing up into those fingertips. Looking to the right, looking to the left, back to center. Bring both knees down to the floor, take them nice and wide. Push back into a child's pose, stretching through those hands, sinking your armpits down to the mat, lengthening through the tailbone, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Use your hands to help you to come up to a kneeling or standing or cross-leg position. I'm going to lift my shoulders up, inhale, and exhale, roll them down and back. Last one, lift and melt those shoulders down and back. Amazing work. I had fun during that routine today, and I feel like it was really effective. We worked every part of our bodies. I hope you're feeling really great, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to moving again with you next time. See you soon. Bye.